Remakes and remaster everywhere. At this point, the game industry is almost like Hollywood, spilling out one old game with improved graphics and gameplay after another. But could this be actually something good, and is the announcement of The Last of Us Remake not as far away as we think it is? Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Andy, welcome to Screenfire. If you enjoy our content, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like at the end of the video. The Last of Us, for some one of the greatest games of all time. For others, the predecessor for one of the worst sequels of all time. It's an open secret The Last of Us is getting a remake. Not a remaster, just to be clear. It already got the remaster treatment in 2014 for the PlayStation 4. If it's a remaster, they just polish the textures and only change small things. If it's a remake, they rebuild the whole game. Most of the time with a new engine, new gameplay features, new enemies, different level design, and so on. There are exceptions like the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Even though it's a remake from a technical point of view, they changed almost nothing. I only tell you this because there's still a lot of confusion out there when it comes to remakes and remasters. Anyway, what do we know about the Last of Us Remake? Aside from the occasional unconfirmed leaks of the last month, we have something, even though it's not from Sony or Naughty Dog directly, it's the closest thing we have and gives us a good idea about the game's release date. Corey Hong is quality assurance tester and works for Naughty Dog. He updated his profile on LinkedIn with QA, that's for quality assurance obviously, testing and development support plus level point of contact for unannounced remake project with Naughty Dog. Well, I know what you're thinking. It could be any remake. Could even be a remake for Uncharted, and to be honest, it would make a lot more sense to do that because Uncharted is 5 years older than The Last of Us. But with all the rumors that are circling around for months, I'm convinced it's the Last of Us Remake. And the fact that it's already being tested by quality assurance makes it pretty safe that we get the trailer and the release date this year. If I had to take a guess, I would say we see the first trailer at the Game Awards show, and the release date is probably summer 2023, because all the Last of Us games were released in summer. The first, the second, the add-on Left Behind, and the remaster. The question remains, is it really necessary? As mentioned, The Last of Us isn't that old. It was released on PS3 in 2013. Especially with the remaster, the graphics aren't that bad that it would justify a remake in my opinion. But it would bring the first one and part 2 closer together. They can make gameplay adjustments, the characters could move smoother through the areas, and they could improve upon the terrible AI. I don't know if you remember, but when you're sneaking through a level with a partner, he or she just gives a shit and runs right in front of the enemy who doesn't react most of the times because it would be pretty unfair. What I'm saying, it's not necessary to remake The Last of Us, but it also wouldn't be a bad thing. First, no one would take away the original. You can still play it on PS3 or the remaster on PS4. They also could add some things to the story that could connect better with the sequel. And I know what you're thinking. Many people are scared because it could feel more agenda-driven or woke. But to be honest, I don't think so. Yes, Ellie was in a lesbian relationship in The Last of Us Part 2, but it was totally believable and already established in Left Behind. For me, there is a difference between a natural homosexual relationship that feels organic and believable and something that feels forced because it was on a producer checklist for political correctness. For me, it's always about believability. I couldn't care less about the sexual orientation of the character, so I'm not afraid for any changes in the remake. They know what they're doing, let's be honest. It's Naughty Dog, not a, I don't know, unknown publisher or developer. There's another prediction I want to make before we wrap up this video. With the Last of Us Remake, they're gonna announce the PS5 next-gen version for The Last of Us 2. And I could even imagine a port for PC. They did it with Horizon, Zero Dawn and God of War, so why not The Last of Us? I don't know about you, but I would buy The Last of Us 2 for PC in a heartbeat. Now, I want to know your opinion. Do you want to see a remake of The Last of Us? What are you afraid of? Or what could happen or go wrong with it? Also, do you prefer part 1 or 2? Maybe even the add-on. I don't know. Tell us in the comments and I see you in the next video.